As a recovering people pleaser, I always felt like I was everyone's personal assistant, therapist, and doormat rolled into one.
Have you ever read A People Pleaser's Diary? It's just a series of events that they never wanted to attend. No, seriously folks, people pleasers search for approval like my phone searches for Wi-Fi.
Wanting to help people or make them feel good isn't bad. Doing it constantly at the expense of your own mental health and happiness is a coping mechanism. And it's not your fault. People pleasing is usually a behavior learned in childhood. Maybe as a child, your parents punished you for making even small mistakes. If you had to behave a certain way in order to stay safe, not be yelled at, spanked, or even worse, people pleasing may have been an effective coping mechanism. Or maybe you saw people pleasing behavior as a child and you modeled that same behavior. The problem is, as an adult, if you're constantly prioritizing others' needs over your own, you won't have any self-esteem left. If you don't set boundaries to protect your time, energy, and well-being, you're gonna be burnt out. If you don't make decisions aligned to your values and priorities, you'll end up living a life where you feel empty and unfulfilled. If you don't express your needs and opinions, people are gonna walk all over you. You'll never earn anyone's respect, and you'll end up resenting those very people you've been bending over backwards for. People pleasing kept me from living authentically for most of my life. I'd been playing a role instead of being me. So I had to ask myself, who am I really? I had to start by defining my boundaries, my values, and even what I'm looking for in a partner and in my friendships. I've had to unlearn and relearn certain habits. One of the major things that just plays over and over again in my mind is speak your truth. So here are some of the ways I do this, and I'm sharing them with you. The number one thing is that you become aware of this behavior that's not serving you. And once you become aware of these behaviors, you can start making decisions that are the opposite of what you normally do. Remember, no is a complete sentence. Period. Practice it with me. Hey, could you help me move? My apartment's on the 15th floor and the elevator is broken. No. Hey, could you do me a favor? Could you babysit my triplets tonight while I go on a date? You're so pretty. Hell no. The third thing is to work on rebuilding your self-esteem. Things like self-care will help to build internal validation. The more you validate yourself, the less you'll rely on other people for validation. If you often say yes when you should say no, try delaying your responses. Get into the habit of saying, I'll get back to you, before agreeing on anything. This gives time to consider the request and respond in a way that's more authentic. It also helps to set boundaries, because boundaries can go a long way in preventing you from being that go-to person every time. The last thing is, if people constantly take advantage of you, it's really your responsibility to set boundaries to stop this from happening. So start by understanding what you're willing to do and be kind in letting others know. The key is to have what I like to call a healthy level of selfishness. Don't be cold, don't be insensitive, don't be rude, and don't disregard other people's feelings and needs, but just don't harm yourself in that process. At the end of the day, you have to be true to yourself in order to find happiness, which means you have to speak and act based on what you genuinely feel and be honest and real in every situation. It's not wrong for you to want health and happiness for yourself. And it's not selfish to pursue the things, experiences, relationships, and careers that bring you joy and make you feel well. It actually brings peace to the world because you'll have inner peace. The next step in stopping your people-pleasing ways is to learn how to prioritize yourself. So if you want to learn how to prioritize yourself without feeling guilty, watch this video next.
You ever meet those people who just can't say no? They'd rather wrestle a bear than not do you a favor.
Everybody just do your thing. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be...
That made me laugh.